Hi everyone, Sue here. I'm doing a tag today called the Filmstastic February tag. Now, I do understand that February has long gone, and we are almost out of March by the time I'm putting this up probably. Time flies, you know. But this was a fun tag about films and books that I was tagged in by Pat and Ellen and Stuart. So I felt like I should go ahead and do this one. I am so behind in tags. I've been tagged in a bunch that I haven't gotten to. I haven't even watched so many tags. I haven't watched tags people have done that I've tagged them in. I'm just so behind. But my plan is to catch up very soon. I have some time this next week that maybe that will happen. So this is an original tag created by Duncan at Back Away from the Donkey. Nice channel name. They hosted along with Annie at Obscure Book Adventures and Roy at Roy Reads Anything, the event called Filmstastic February, okay? I think I got that right. Okay, so I've been thinking about this one, and I don't know how this is gonna go. So number one, your first memory of seeing a film at the pictures or the cinema. So my first memory of movies is going with my family. I'm come from a huge family, so all the siblings pile into the station wagon and we would go to the drive-in movie, which meant that we could all be in our pajamas. We could bring our own snacks. We could be obnoxious and loud in the car. My parents didn't have to stress. We would hook the little thing onto the window and the movie would play in our car. I don't think we connected to a radio. We had a little thing that we hooked. That's what I remember. Great sound, I'm sure. Sometimes we might have backed into with the station wagon and laid the things down, and so we could lay down and look through. But I have really fond memories. I especially remember my mom making popcorn, and she would put weird flavorings on it. But I don't remember what the movies were. Probably Disney kind of movies. I have no memory of what the movies were. I just remember that we did that a few times. As I got a little older, I do remember going to the mall cinema, you know, the cheaper little tiny mall theaters for the summer PTA movies. That's what we called them. I probably saw Escape to Witch Mountain or something there. Loved that movie. And I don't remember what else. I remember my parents using movies as a sort of reward system. If we did what we were supposed to do, then my dad would take us to the movie. But I was a little bit older, you know, when that was going on. So yeah, I don't really remember what my very first experience though in the theater was. Number two, a book about film. It can be behind the scenes, an autobiography, a work of fiction that includes film as a main subject. I stressed about this one, but then I came up with random things. I Googled on Goodreads books about film, and one of the suggestions was this one called Save the Cat. It is a writing book about how to screen. It's a screenwriting book, but people use it to write novels because it's the plot. What's that called? The plot points. And everybody loves this. Loves. So I was like, oh yeah, I have Save the Cat. Is that a film book? And then when it said autobiography, then I was thinking of, you know, my favorite memoirs. I talk about Simu Liu's book all the time that I listen to called We Were Dreamers. So that has a lot of film talk in it. But then I remembered that one segment of my personal curriculum this semester is to learn about Mary Pickford. And there's two books that I want to read. One's called Mary Pickford, Queen of the Movies, and one is called Mary Pickford, The Woman Who Made Hollywood. Those two I really, really want to read. Hopefully they're easy, fast ones. I'm concentrating more on Marie Laveau right now. I haven't moved to Mary Pickford yet, but those would be really, really interesting books about movie making. And I find that fascinating for some reason. Number three, a novelization or tie-in book. You know what? I think I understood this one wrong. A book, this is supposed to be a book that was created after the movie, correct? A novelization of a movie. So there's tons of those, but I was thinking for some reason the other way around. A book that was made into a movie. And I thought of Princess Bride because a lot of times people don't realize that Princess Bride was a book first. They only think of it as the movie. So this is not a novelization. This is obviously this is a book that was made after the movie. So is that a novelization? You guys, I'm so confused. But the book came first. And the book's really awesome, just like the movie. But The Princess Bride is one of my all-time favorite movies. So I just wanted to shout that one out and remind everyone that the movie came first. And number 4, a film about writers or writing. I Googled this one too, but I actually thought of one before I Googled it. But then after I thought of it, I Googled it because I was curious what would come up. And there are a lot, guys. So many amazing movies. But the one I thought of is Romancing the Stone. One of my favorite movies. And we have our girl who is a romance writer, and she's writing all this crazy stuff. And, with the swashbuckling hero. And then it shows her life being like kind of miserable, and she's kind of, slumping around in her house. And then all of a sudden the adventure comes to her. And then she actually lives an adventure that she would have written about. And then at the end of the movie, she actually writes about it. And then you kind of are wondering how that all went down. I love that movie. It's so crazy fun. This is number 5, a film that brings back fond memories. For me, this is Star Wars. I have a lot of them, but Star Wars is probably a big one. I was 12 years old. My dad went to the movie first when he was on a business trip. He came home. He's like, this movie is amazing. I'm taking you all to it. And so he took all of his kids, well, the older ones anyway, and we went to the huge theater in the city and sat through it twice, which is something you could do back in the day. And as a 12-year-old, I was blown away. And I totally understood where my dad was coming from. I'm like, you're right, this is amazing. And he brought home the album with the songs on it, and we blasted it all the time. And then we went back to see the movie many, many times in the theater. And it was an iconic, very core memory. Star Wars, 1977. And then we were in love with it forever after. Number 6, a film that made you want to read the book. And then number 7 is a book that made you want to watch the film. For this one, I'm picking the same book because I can't remember which came first, actually. And this is kind of, I could have used so many things for this one, but I wanted to talk about this one, Gone with the Wind. When I was, the summer after I was in 9th grade, so how old would I have been? 15 or so? I became obsessed with this one. I think I read the book, and then we went to the movies, my friends and I, because they were showing it in this old-time theater that, brought back old movies. And so, because back in the day, we couldn't watch it on TV. If we wanted to watch the movie, how did we watch it? I think we were barely able to rent movies about that time. Anyway, I think it was just this cool thing that they were doing, bringing back the movie so that we could watch it in the theater. And so I was obsessed with both the movie and the book, read the book, watched the movie, or watched the movie and then finished the book. I am not exactly sure, but it was just the summer of Gone with the Wind when I was doing both things. And man, this book is big and fat. Anyway, loved it. I loved both things. I loved being obsessed with it. I loved understanding the whole buzz around this book and that movie. It was really fun. So I'm using that one for both of those answers. Number 8, films based on a book or story that bear no resemblance to the source. For this one, I thought of Aragon. Actually, the movie bears some resemblance to the book. It's just that I remember feeling very, very disappointed that they didn't quite capture the magic of this book. And I'm not sure why, because it was so long ago. I don't really remember what the problem was. But it just made me sad. And I wish they could have done a better job. Maybe somebody will fix that. I don't know. But that's the one I thought of for this one, because I was so in love with this book and I just felt sad at the movie. And number 9, recommend 5 films. Gosh, how am I supposed to do that? Like 5 of my favorite films, 5 recent films, 5 classic films, 5 films about writers that I looked up. I don't know. I went with favorite films. Some of my favorite all-time films that I can watch over and over again are A Knight's Tale, This one is actually sort of about a writer because Chaucer is in it.
That man is unbeatable.
You're just a silly boy with a horse and a stick.
It's called a lance. Hello?
My lords, my ladies, I have the pride, the privilege, nay, the pleasure of introducing to you a knight.
Lady Hawk. I don't even know how many times I've watched that movie, and I never get tired of it. And it gives me chills every single time. Just the cinematography and the music and the funny acting and the intense romance, and the villain is so terrible. It's just great. One that's a little bit different than those two. Those two have the similar vibe, you know what I'm saying? Some Kind of Wonderful. This is a rom-com back from, I think it was 80s. Is this an 80s movie? It has Mary Stuart Masterson in it and Thompson. What's that girl's name? Forgot her first name. Anyway, the mom from Back to the Future. And Eric Stoltz is the guy. And it's sort of a love triangle, but where he likes the girl, the rich girl, and his best friend is always crushing on him, but he didn't know that. It's so good. Kissing scene. Maybe I'll find it to show here. Talk about this all the time, I feel like, but probably not on this channel. Where they do a practice kiss is my favorite all-time scenes from so many, from like all movies probably.
Well, I just think maybe you should consider whether or not you feel you can deliver a kiss that kills.
What, you think I can't?
If you say you can, you probably can.
Well, no, I'm no expert.
It's cool. I was just gonna work on it with you, but if you're comfortable, great.
Wait. How do you work on it?
Pretend I'm a girl, okay? I mean, pretend I'm her, Amanda. I know it's a big stretch, but try it. Come here. I didn't mean to scare you. All right. What do you do with your hands?
Well, it depends.
No, it doesn't depend. They go on her hips.
Okay.
Do it. Look into my eyes. Come on, I don't have to do this.
I know, I'm sorry.
Just grow up a little. She'll probably do this.
How do you know?
I watch a lot of TV. Close your eyes.
What?
Lesson's over. You're cool.
Another one I really like is Gravity with Sandra Bullock. And I just find that movie so intense. Also music. Also, that movie uses silence as an impactful thing. I'm really into sounds, music, sounds, sound effects. And the silence in that movie this in certain scenes. So good. I saw that one several times in the theater in 3D on IMAX. I felt like I lived it. And then I also really, really love Batman Begins. Another one that I really love the music of. And I just, it's my favorite Batman.
At least tell me your name.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Bruce?
I could go on and on about movies that I love. This is just a little teeny tiny tip of the iceberg that I thought of at the spur of the moment and are ones that I often talk about as favorites. And I just got to throw out there, Project Hail Mary is coming up in a couple of weeks, and tons of us are going together on a Saturday morning, the weekend it's released. I have a feeling that this might end up as one of my favorite movies, and talk about books to movies and movies to books and stuff. Let's hope they do a really good job. I really think they're going to. I have very high expectations for it. So I'm wondering if a lot of you are planning on seeing this movie and what you think. I am not into the movies very much lately. I don't go out to the movies very often anymore. And so this is a big deal to be going to Project Hail Mary on the weekend that it's released. So I will let you know how that goes. And I'm curious to know what you all are doing and what you're going to be thinking about that too. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in since we're having a little movie discussion. I'm not going to tag anyone because I feel like everyone that I know has already been tagged or has done this one, and I'm so late to it, and it's a February thing and blah, blah, blah. So if you haven't done it and it sounds fun to you, then please feel free to jump in on it, even if we are all a little bit late to it. Yes, books and movies, such a fun topic. Until next time, happy reading, bye.